Canadians, you heard it here first, or nearly. The Canadian government just dropped the list, and by dropped I mean published, the list of items that we import from the United States that will now be subject to retaliatory tariffs. And again, to be clear, what that means is the company that imports them from the US to Canada will be subject to a 25% tariff, aka tax, and presumably that will be passed on to us, the consumer. The good news is, when I read through the list, I think it's going to be fairly straightforward to buy Canadian alternatives, which perhaps we should have been doing all along. But examples are almost all meat products that I can think of seem to be being tariffed. That's my new word, tariffed. It's not real. And same with milk products and dairy products. I don't know why Canadians would be drinking US milk anyways, because my understanding, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, is that Canadian cows are better treated and not hormoned the way they are elsewhere, and that it's nutritiously better milk. So milk products, makeup and skincare from the States are going to be tariffed. Suitcases are going to be tariffed. I didn't get too much into all the construction and more heavy duty industry, although on that topic, apparently a couple plants have already shut down, and they'll be laying off people both in the States and in Canada because it's just such a blank show. Here's something to know also. Did you know that we're not diddly squat in purchasing from the States? Canadians purchase American goods the equivalent of France and the UK and Japan and Korea, maybe? Yeah, one more large Asian, China. Yeah, more than China, Japan, France, and England. We purchase more than all those combined purchase from the States. So it's not inconsequential that we're saying we're going to slow down dramatically our purchasing of American goods. Meanwhile, if you want to purchase Canadian groceries, or Canadian anything really, go to madeincanada.ca, and they have a good grocery list that talk about Canadian brands. And again, personally, I was quite relieved because I think we can purchase all kinds of things that we usually purchase except Canadian. The only exception I'm worried about is oranges and lemons and limes. I don't think we grow those anywhere here. I'm hoping Mexico does, because then of course we can buy them from Mexico. Just to be clear, it's only American goods, US goods, that we're putting tariffs on. We're not changing anything with the rest of our trading partners. There's your out the door money moment from Nancy, Canada's money coach in Nova Scotia on February 2nd. And all this takes effect on Tuesday. Why Tuesday? My hunch is that Trump gave it a little bit of time because he wants to see what happens to the stock market on Monday and if it causes a crash, this whole disaster. In which case, I don't know what it'll do. I don't know if it's kind of hard for him to save face and backpedal now, but it'd be interesting. I have wondered why the delay until Tuesday, and that's my hunch. Leave me a comment on if you agree that our milk is much healthier than American milk anyways, and leave me a comment on if there's anything that you think we're going to terribly miss. And of course, alcohol. Alcohol is also being tariffed. And also leave me a comment if you know if we can get lemons and clementines and oranges and limes from Mexico. I honestly don't know. There's out the door money moment. Yay, Team Canada. Yay, Team Canada.